Okay, then for pocket money, the data type will be the data type will be currency, because we want it to portray money in a way so that when you see the dollar sign or naira sign, you can recognize the content to be a money value. Then for the married field, then we want to show it that if you are married, then the box should be checked, and if you are not married, then the box should be unchecked. So that is why it is said to be yes or no data type. So if it is true that you are married, then it will be checked. If you are not married, then it will be left unchecked. So that's a yes or no data type. Then we also have ID in a database. When we talk about primary key, then we're talking about one of the fields of a record. Here we have 7 records. Now, one of the field of this record is ID. So there must be a particular attribute or a field that can uniquely identify a record. So for example now, the name Shuaga has this record, the first row. Now if I want to refer to the first row, then the only thing that I can use that will uniquely identify this here is this ID. So for record 1 that has ID to be 1, then there must not be another record that will have the 1. So in such a situation, that ID is referred to as the primary key field. Okay, now for example, as a student, when we have a student in a class, that student should be able to be identified with a particular attribute. That is why students usually have admission number, and his admission or admission number will not be the same with any other student, not only in the class but in the entire school. The admission number will be very unique. So such admission number is seen as a primary key field. Something that can uniquely identify a student in a school is what we refer to as admission number, and in a database we call it primary key field. Okay, even for as a staff too, staff usually have staff number which will not be the same with another staff, so we have them as primary key field. So if you want to define a primary key field, so all you need to do is come to the design view, then you will see that there is a key that is attached to the ID. So I can uncheck it, that it should not be there. That means once it is removed, it is no more unique. Another record can have 1, but if it is there, no other record will have the same value with on that field. They will be different, they won't be the same. So that is what we call primary key field. So having said this, then we can move on with creating more content in our database. So our database name is training. Our table is personal info. Now I want to create a query that will retrieve some information from here. So I want to create a record. I want to query this table that will generate all the students that are in SS1. So that will not be referred to as a table, although it will look like a table, but we call it a query. So the criteria that I want to use now is that the class, it should get all the records where the class is SS1. Okay, so if I want to do this now, then I will click on create tab, then I will go to query. So I can use query wizard, I can use query design. So let's start with query wizard, simple query wizard, then you click on OK. So it's going to come up with a dialog box. Now I'm using all the records. Okay, next, then next. So if I click on finish, it's going to create the same thing for me. So that's not what I actually want to do. So let me just cancel it. So let me use my query design. So using query design, so what do you want to query? I want to query a table, and what is the table name? Personal info. Then you click on add, you add it, then you close this show dialog box table. Then you are going to select the field from which table, from table personal info, then which field name. So I only want to select name. I want to select age. I want to select date of birth. Now, with what criteria do you want to use to select your query? So class equal to SS1. Okay, then once that is done, then you click on run. Okay, it's telling me that the expression is not correct. Sorry, so I'm adding one more. Then the criteria is that where it is SS1, okay, and I click on run. So take a look at it now. So here we have the query generated, and we only have all the field that I specified: name, age, date of birth, and class. So it will only select. So that is why we say we have total control over the database. We can select any part of the information that we want. So any part of the information that we want. So we have seen how to create a query as well, but we can also create our table right from the exist. So the first table we created was the default table that we changed. We can create a table right from here. So we haven't saved our query, so we need to save it. So if you want to save it, just click on Ctrl S, then you can leave it as query 1 or give it any other name. Then if you want to create a new table, click on create, click on table design or table. So if you click on table, it will give you a table data sheet view table. If you click on table design, it's going to give you table design. So in our next discussion, we'll continue from here. Thank you.